Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for July 13th. Looking at the US-Japanese yen pair, this particular pair moved higher today. Overall, this pair is moving sideways, biased to sideways. We're looking for this pair to potentially move as high as 93.66, possibly as low as 90.96. Look for some resistance around 93.17 and look for some support around 92.37 in this particular pair. Now switching to the Euro USD pair, this particular pair moved higher today, formed an inside bar for the second day in a row. Is definitely moving sideways. We could get a breakout at any moment. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 140.97, possibly as low as 138.06. Look for some resistance around 140.30 and look for some support around 138.78 in this particular pair. Now looking at the pound US dollar pair, this pair moved much lower before pulling back up and closing higher. This pair is moving sideways, biased to sideways. We are looking for this pair to possibly go as high as 163.55 and look for the downside to be as low as 159.09. Look for some resistance around 162.84 and possibly some support around 161.51. Now looking at the US Swiss, this pair formed an inside bar also at the close of the session, did close down. However, this pair is moving sideways and the bias is sideways. Look for this pair to go possibly as high as 1.0968, possibly as low as 107.31. Look for some resistance around 108.62 and look for some support around 107.84 in this particular pair. Now looking ahead, we have the pound releasing their CPI for June at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is that things have dropped from 2.2% down to 1.8%. So definitely keep an eye on that. The U.S. has their advanced retail sales for June being released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The consensus is that it's dropped from 0.5% to 0.4%. Not a huge drop there. However, if these numbers were to come out with the advanced retail sales being about the fourth most important news announcements for the U.S., we could definitely get some movement out of the Euro USD, which kind of brings me to these lines that are drawn on the chart. If you just take a look, draw some trend lines. Let me see if I can. There we go. You take this session's high, draw a trend line here, as I did previously, and you take the low of these 2 points and draw your trend line there, and then up and then down. You can see that the market has been consolidating for quite some time. Interestingly enough, if you were to take a buy order at the break of this trend line right here during this next session and take this high as a place to go to break even, drop a stop loss a little bit below this trend line to the downside. This is about the 70 pip range up in profit with a overall take profit at this point. This 70 pip line drawn from this session's high, I would use to go to break even. So at the top here, we're looking at around 140 pips overall if you get a break at this point and cruise on up to this trend line. Don't know if it'll go that high, but nonetheless, that's kind of the setup that I'm looking at for this next session, especially considering we've had two inside bar sessions in a row. Definitely looking for a breakout. Now, to the downside, you can put a stop loss right above this trend line. It's not as far of a drop down. That's about a 60 pip move total. When you hit this session's low or around the 30 pip mark, you'd want to go to break even. So either direction, if we get a breakout, those are kind of the setups that I'm looking at. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.